Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 7th episode of the Rachel Freeman Sowers Live Show. I just noticed I have a mint in my mouth. Okay, well, this is the real deal, right? This is what I was about. It's funny how you see things. Welcome. Let me know how you are doing. Where are you joining me from tonight? I am so excited. Tonight, our topic is about kicking self-doubt to the curb for good. So this topic, I don't know if you were able to read the posts, but this topic really comes about, hey, Instagram, from a woman I spoke with just a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, I'm afraid if I'm nervous on camera that I won't be able to really connect in a meaningful way with my clients. So she was saying how she gets nervous and then she starts having these self-doubt thoughts. And she's saying, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to communicate the value of what I have to offer with this person. And this wasn't even like a recorded video. It was actually a live, like one-on-one video. And so what she was doing was talking to potential clients, and she would get nervous and the self-doubt would come up. So it's not only when you're doing a recorded or even a live, even if you're speaking with another person through video, once you get nervous, it really is hard to show up as yourself. So what I wanted to bring to all of you tonight was this idea of being able to kick the self-doubt to the curb for good. Now, how it works for good is in this way. The 4 ways I'm going to talk to you or tell you about tonight are interchangeable. So even I, as an entrepreneur who has done over 300 live and recorded videos, now I think I've actually lost track. And the point is not for them to be perfect. But the point in these live videos is to be able to move about in a way in which can help you continue to serve the way you want to serve. And when we get nervous, we go into the brainstem. The amygdala, remember, in the limbic system, which is the emotional system of the brain, tells us, danger, danger, something is happening. And when that happens, it begins to say we need to go in survival mode. So we lose the prefrontal cortex, and that's when we stumble on words, or we say a lot, or we just go blank, or seem to be talking slower, or I don't even really know what the next point is. If you're watching this, either the live or the recorded, and those are any of the thoughts that you have while you are either prepping or on video in some way or fashion, whether it's one-on-one with clients, or through recorded or just live videos, live streaming like we do here, let me know. If you are joining me, please let me know where you are joining me from. Let me know that I am out there broadcasting. There's a little bit of a note on the system I use that says like Facebook says it's not available, but it's still available. So if you are on Instagram or if you are following me on YouTube or Facebook, please let me know. So we are going, did anyone see the picture? Squirrel. Did anyone see a picture of my dog? My dog is not in here right now, Miss Ella May, because she was whining because she's like, Mom, take me for a walk. Don't live stream. Take me for a walk. No Rachel Freeman Sowers live show. Take me for a walk. OMG. I love her to death. I'm going to have to take her for a walk after this. If any of you have experienced dog mom guilt, just let me know. All right. So we're going to move on forward. And like I said already, we're going to talk about how to kick self-doubt to the curb for good with these 4 ways that I'm going to share with you. So let's go ahead and dive in. If at any point in time you join me, make sure to say hi, make sure to put a comment in, let me know that you're here, and let me know if anything is resonating for you. So the first way that you are going to be able to kick self-doubt to the curb is this way. Acknowledge the thought and release the threat. So acknowledge the thought, release the threat. The thought is, I'm not going to be able to know what I need to say to this person to serve them the best. The thought is, what happens if I mess up? The thought is, what happens if there's a tech glitch? Because I'm here to tell you there will eventually be a technical glitch. Last time, I think I got kicked off of here. It's the way that it's working right now. And so I've got to make sure that I know how to continue to move through. So if we have another tech glitch tonight, just give me a minute. I'm going to log back on and keep going. So these are the things that are going to happen. And when we try and plan for all the things to happen, we can't keep track of all of that. So you can plan for a few things, but when we acknowledge the thought, something is going to go wrong, or I'm not going to be able to do this, or I don't know if I should even be on here talking about doing video or live streaming or how to be confident on video. Those are thoughts I've actually had. Then we release the threat. So our brain sees these thoughts as threats. Someone is going to judge me. Someone is going to misinterpret what I'm saying. Someone is going to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, as much as you want to make sure people know that you know what you're talking about, there will always be people who don't agree with you. And so those are not things you can control. So you're going to release the threat that your brain thinks it's having. Acknowledge the thought, release the threat. It's not a threat anymore, because what we're going to do is this next thing. The next thing, number 2, the second way, is you're going to realize the reality and state the truth. So the reality is that if there's a tech glitch, it's going to happen. And what do I want to do, or who do I want to be in those moments? I want to be authentic. My first guest was on here. We had huge tech glitches, and I just kept going, right? The truth is that the majority of the time, people are way more compassionate and empathetic than we give them credit for. And I'm going to tell you this one secret. If you are compassionate and empathetic towards yourself, you will also garner compassion and empathy from other people, and you will become the leader in that. So you will realize the reality. The reality is that I am offline right now. StreamYard kicked me out. The truth is I can get back on there and it's going to be okay. That's the truth. All right. So if you are getting what I'm throwing down here, picking up what I'm throwing down, make sure to let me know. I'd also love to hear, what are some of the exact self-doubt thoughts that come into your head? Because I want to make sure this is as useful as possible and that we are able to really address some of those right here, right now, so we don't have to carry them around anymore. All right. So here is the next thing. We're going to let go of the expectation and focus on the action. So when we enter into self-doubt, behind self-doubt is an expectation. I should know what to do. I should be able to do this. I guide and coach intelligent, ambitious, and driven women. And what I can say about that is that women such as that really have high expectations of themselves. And when you have high expectations of yourself, it gets in our way some of the time. It can really beat up on our confidence. It can beat up on what we actually know. So let go of the expectation. This is going to go perfectly or swimmingly, and focus on the action. The action is then, I'm going to state what I know. So you take the expectation, you put it into an action. So for the person, the woman that I was talking to, I guided her in saying, all right, in those moments when you have that doubt about whether or not you're going to be able to communicate and be fully yourself on video, releasing the doubt, kicking it to the curb, you're going to focus on what is the next best action you can take. In that moment, she said, the next best action I can take is continue to let him know about the benefits of the program that I'm offering. Yes. So you go into action. When you break into action, you immediately sever those neurological pathways that kept you back from your full expression of yourself and how you can help somebody. So let me know if that makes sense. So we let go of expectation and we focus on the action. All right. So we're going into number 4. I just noticed I don't have my angel cards, so I'm going to have to get them. They're over there on the desk. So number 4 is this. Transform your fear into fulfillment. Now you're like, oh, Rachel, that sounds really catchy and really nice. And yeah, so that's great. How do I do it? Transforming the fear into fulfillment has all of these 4 ways are connected in some way. We're talking about neuroscience. We're talking about rewiring, the brain so that you can have a different action, a different energy, a different feeling, a different thought. So remember the amygdala in the limbic system, which is the emotional system of the brain. The amygdala says fear, fear. Well, in order to move from fear into fulfillment, what really needs to happen is you have to remind yourself, and Simon Sinek did a whole talk on TED Talk. It's super famous. Lots of people talk about this, but we have to remember the reason why we are here and what you want. So I have felt fear before getting on camera. I mean, and sometimes it still happens. It's really rare, but it does happen. But when I first started, OMG, I was literally sweating. My body expresses any kind of emotion through crying. It's just how it is for me. I don't hide it anymore. Sometimes that could happen. I mean, it was like I had to create the fear and transform it into fulfillment, because I had to realize, why am I here? Like, this video may not have anyone ever view it. And honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I'm here. I'm putting myself out there. I'm trusting the universe. I'm trusting the wise woman that's within me to know that this is how I live a fulfilling life. It's not about instead of considering other people, but it is because of the way I want to show up, because of the way I want to serve. So what is something that can remind you of why you're doing what you're doing? When you go to talk to a client, whether you're using Zoom, a recorded or live video, it doesn't matter. Like, what is the reason you're there? And that has to become bigger to fulfill the purpose. So if you know that video is a great way, almost, I would say, I guess I'm biased, the number one way and the fastest way to build the know, like, and trust factor with current followers, with future followers, with attracting those people that can really be served by what you're saying, that has got to be the fulfillment piece of it. So then the fulfillment overcomes the fear. It transforms it into something that now, if I had someone saying mean things or hateful things, I mean, like I had some guy say, you're talking about confidence and you have all those tattoos all over your body. You mark your body all up. Well, I didn't know that guy. And it literally happened on the very first video that I put on YouTube. And I was like, and it hit me and I was like, oh my gosh. But I was so glad that he put that, because it is a reminder to me that you don't know me. This thing, this purpose, this service that I want to have is way bigger than the fear of someone saying, I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like your hair. The content you say is, I've heard it before. There's a million things. But the way I want to feel in my life and in my business and energetically, the way I want to interact, is where the fulfillment comes from. So when I do those things, I feel fulfilled. All right. So let me know, how has this been hitting you? What is it that you are ready to kick to the curb? Hey, sister. I love it that you're on here. What self-doubt thoughts? So maybe there's something that you want to communicate with your clients through video. Let me know some of the self-doubt comments or thoughts that you have, and I am going to respond to every single comment, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. Me, not a bot, not an assistant, me, because I want to help all of you work through this. If you don't currently have a business, or you're not running a business or having anything like that, which, Tammy, I think that you could use video in what you do, but that's a story for another day. Let me know what either personal thing that you have self-doubt about. You know, as women, we face a lot of these kinds of thoughts and behaviors. And it's time for us to move through all of those from fear into fulfillment. So let me know some of the things that you guys are experiencing. I am going to hop over to my desk and get my angel cards. So I'll be right back. Okay, got them. It's important for us to acknowledge the value we add. And self-doubt can often prohibit us from acknowledging the value. Self-doubt can prohibit us and cause us to be sacrificing in ways that really don't serve you or the people that you love. So, hey, Stephanie over on Instagram, with all the negativity present, I've been wondering what my positivity offers to the world at the moment. Anyone else wonder that? And I wonder if you, Stephanie, and I'm going to talk to some people over here, so I'm going between two screens, just FYI. I'm wondering how the positivity helps you. Because don't forget, we're talking about mirror neurons. Now, I'm going to speak now that Stephanie's on here, it reminds me, I'm going to speak at the North State SHRM HR Summit for this year. And anytime we're dealing with people, when we realize how the positivity affects ourselves, it then in that way affects other people. But the point is, whether it's affecting other people or not is not within your control. I can't dictate whether this video for you, Stephanie, is going to be super impactful. But what I can know is that when I share this stuff, and I've done it enough now, I mean, I've done this kind of work for a really long time. I know that there are people out there who may want to hear it, who may need the information, but may not be present. And this has to kind of do with this kind of law of attraction, is that I trust that what I am doing today is bringing forth what I am desiring today. If you're desiring to make a positive impact in the world, then you show up for yourself like that first, and you will make an impact. It is trusting what you know to be true, because I know Stephanie, and I know that she's made a positive impact, and she continues to do so. But those thoughts of, is this happening? Am I really making an impact? Self-doubt. So what do you need to generate within yourself first to know that you're making an impact? I had a client a while back, and we talked about, if you were in a forest full of trees, this might be a really great example because I know Stephanie loves to go outside. But if you were in the forest, just standing amongst the trees, how do you know that you were making an impact right then in that moment? Like, could you make an impact there? Without going and doing anything, without doing a different behavior, could you stand there and know that you have made an impact? Or that in that space you can? Because don't forget, impact is not always about doing something for someone else. Because sometimes we can get into a sacrificing mode, and then we're constantly wondering what's helpful because we're constantly looking outside ourselves for validation. There's proof already. The smile that you get from someone, the hello sister on a video, the participation, the discussions that you have with people on a daily basis. So these are the things that then help us when we have those self-doubt thoughts and feelings. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for letting us know about the thing that you have been experiencing as far as self-doubt. Because any of us that continue to put ourselves out there often encounter, hey, is anyone out there? Is anyone listening? And after doing, like I've said already, 300 plus live and recorded videos, I can tell you that there's people out there listening, and you may never know who they are. This is the beauty of energy, right? This really gets me all wound up. But the beauty of that is that I have had people say to me, I watch your videos and you really have helped me. And I would never have known. They don't say anything. They don't tell me they're there. They watch them after the fact, or, they're like, aren't you Rachel Freeman Sowers? And I'm like, oh yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, you've helped me so much. Thank you. I mean, this is just like out in public. And it's those moments, it's the trust within yourself that propels you forward, not the trust you receive from other people. I'm a human. I'm going to only be able to know what I know. Oh man, this is a good one. I'm only going to be able to know what I know because of listening first to the wise one within me. I can get some feedback. That's fine. But these are the ways when we stop sacrificing ourselves, when we go into service, when we honor our self-importance and our own desires in a way that allows us to serve more people. It is nothing but golden. And you just have to keep going. There were times I spoke to nobody. Nobody. No one was there. And I did it anyway, because the fear of no one being there was overcome. And now I can get on a video and literally talk to myself. I don't like it. I love the interaction like I have here. And yet in those moments, those are the things that you move from fear to fulfillment. All right. Are you ready for the angel card? Let's go here. All right. So I would love to hear how this card might speak to you. Remember, the cards aren't magic. They don't tell you things that you don't already know. The way that I use them is to tap into the wise one within you and to make sure that that it brings up what you already know. Because the majority of the time we already have the answers within. We just can't find them. So here is the card. It is the Knight of Michael. And it says, strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion and sudden changes. So this goes back to part of what we've already talked about. This goes back to realize, I don't think that's spelled right. Realize the reality and state the truth, right? Realize the reality and then you're going to state the truth. So situations, time for swift action. It will be necessary for you to move with great decisiveness and confidence. Develop a plan and know exactly how to carry it forward. This is what we've talked about. When you are experiencing self-doubt, you need to make sure that you have a plan. There's a great deal of activity. This card encourages you to follow your mind over your heart for the results that you desire. If you want to kick self-doubt to the curb, it is necessary for you to put and kick those thoughts, to transform the thoughts, to release the threat, to state the truth, to focus on action. That is what's necessary instead of getting caught up in the feelings. While you're urged to act quickly, you mustn't act impulsively. For people is a person who is able to accomplish many things at once, someone with a brilliant mind and the capacity to solve any intellectual problem. Strong, focused, committed, and educated. Additional meanings of this card are the champion of a cause, sudden changes, and lack of diplomacy. All right. So this may not always be with other people, but this can be within yourself. The lack of diplomacy, the way that we talk to ourselves when we are in self-doubt, is not usually helpful. So I really would love to hear how you're going to be taking these 4 things, these 4 ways, and using them for you to kick self-doubt to the curb, for you to show up as yourself, fully, authentically, knowing what you know and sharing what you know with other people so that their lives can be better also. Okay, so we're almost at the end, and I just really want to quickly mention that if any of you have found this video to be helpful, please make sure to comment, say yes, let me know what's been the most helpful, let me know what you would still love to have help with. If you have another topic that you would love for me to talk about, I would love to hear that also. So make sure to share this video if it's been impactful for you, and encourage people to go over to my YouTube channel and click that subscribe button and the notification button, that little bell to the side, to make sure that you get notified every single Wednesday when I go live right here on the Rachel Freeman Sowers YouTube channel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to make this the most incredible and helpful live streams as I can, and I would love to have all of you be a part of that. So I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, hey, Eva. One time I met Eva, and I said, how do you say your name? And she's like, Eva, like forever. And I have never forgotten that, because she's like sassy too. Hey, it's so nice to see you on here. So I'm going to go ahead and end. And as I always say, make sure to stay true to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always, always honor the wise one that is within you. I hope to see you all back here again next Tuesday for the Rachel Freeman Sowers live show. I'll talk to you then. Bye.